More customization. More customization. More customization.
Hello, you've caught me. I was thinking about all the new things that might be in the new Football Manager game and hoping that they add them in, because to be honest, they need to add some new stuff to online mode. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Si, welcome to the channel. Make sure you leave a follow down below if you want to see more content around the online modes in Football Manager. You may have seen me over on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Simadju as well. I'm also the man behind the FM rankings. I'm going to do a video on that very, very soon. But before we get into that, we need to think about what is coming soon in FM22. Big game around the corner, just a month away now. Hopefully, they make some changes and start to improve the online modes, because there's a lot that can be done. And if you've got any ideas for what could be added, make sure you add it down in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see online in FM22. Okay, I'm going to break this down into a couple of different areas. We're going to look at draft mode, we're going to look at the new versus mode, which has just been shown off in the video, or not been shown off yet, but it was teased in that very early teaser. And we'll talk a little bit about online network games. I'm going to start with the draft mode because that's where the main action is now in the FM online scene. There's some big competitions that are going on: the Streamer Showdown, the FM Playoffs, the Wasted Possession Draft Premiership, the FM Super League. Loads and loads and loads of competitions. If you want to get involved in them, just go all over on Twitter. You can go along, watch them, take part, support your favorite streamers. There's lots of them now. The very big ones are excellent fun as well. And with all that popularity in the draft mode and in the people taking part, because people want to play head to head in FM. Let's be honest, you want to be better than your mates. So what does FM22 need to make this better? Well, let's go over to the draft mode and look at some of the things they can improve. So the biggest changes they can make are right here on this screen. You can see that you can do a knockout cup or a league. I would really like to see more options there. Can you turn it into a knockout cup with a group stages? Could you make it so it's a one-legged league? At the minute, you can see you can only put 2 legs on the matches. You can do 2 or more. Why can't that be 1? You know, why isn't this a customization option? Why don't they just let the users decide what they want? You know, one-legged matches. Why don't they let them decide whether it's all at neutral venues? Why is the cup not have some kind of group stage perhaps, or some weird format whereby you could have all kinds of things going on? You know, you could have the league ending in, or 2 separate leagues that go into one final knockout. Why can't these things be done in the draft mode? So it'd be good to see Sports Interactive pick this up and run with it in FM22. Give us more options for the kind of competitions we can run. You know, if you've got 8 players playing, well, a knockout could be really annoying if you're knocked out in the first round and you've just played 2 matches when you've spent an hour and a half drafting. A league, well, you don't want to play 16 matches versus 8 people. So some kind of balance in there can be made through adding those alternative tournament types. The second thing I would change here relates to this little slider here, this little finance one. Why is the minimum 100 million? Why is the maximum 500 million? Why does it stop at random points? You know, 334, what is that? 376, 417, why these numbers? You know, give us more options. Just let us choose any number between 0 and 600, 0 and 1,000. Why, you know, give us an unlimited budget one, or give us a, you know, you've got to do it on a shoestring budget. Because if you're playing in countries, I don't know, let's say you choose Nigeria as your country, you're not going to be able to spend 100 million in Nigerian players. It's impossible. So Sports Interactive have to get this right. They need to give us more customization in that budget and in those format options. The next thing I'd like to see in FM draft mode relates to this button here, the Create Custom. Right now, all you can do is you can choose nationalities, you can choose from where they're based in, you know, what region they're in or what continent they're from, or you can choose their value. It doesn't give you a whole range of, you know, you can't choose nationalities based on continent, for example. So you can't just have only European players, only South American players, only African players. It doesn't let you do other things. Maybe you only want players that are under 23. You want to do an Olympic style draft. Again, it doesn't allow it. Or even more customization than that. You know, allow us custom databases. That would be so good. Can I load in the 1999-2000 season and pick Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp and, you know, all kinds of Roy Keane? Imagine having Roy Keane in draft mode. Oh my God, that would be killer. You know, imagine taking these players and putting them into the draft mode just because you load in that custom database and it just adds the players in. Just put them in the game. So that would be at And there are other customization options you could add here. You could add changes to draft order. You could add changes to draft type. You could go, at the moment it goes as snake. It goes 1 to 8 and 8 back to 1. Could you change that? Could you change it to 1 to 8 and then 2 to 1, 2 through 8 and then 1? You know, so it slowly goes forward. Or could you change it could you make it so you set who is the draft? Who's the first drafter? You know, maybe based on something in real life. Perhaps the FM rankings, for example. The higher ranked you are, the lower the pick you get. So, you know, a little bit of a balancing out. These could be things that could be done in the draft mode. And then when you're actually in the draft mode, there are a couple of things I'd like to see. You know, for example, opposition instructions, they're there. They're in the game. You can get them if you load up a skin. And I don't mind telling people now this at the end of the FM21 cycle. If you load up a skin in dark mode, you'll get the opposition instructions for the draft mode matches because it's built on the versus match engine. I don't even know if the versus match engine is different to the main one. To be honest, I can't see the difference. But it's built on the versus match engine. And, you know, in versus, you don't get half-time team talks and full-time team talks. And probably in versus mode, they've just hidden them. All they've done in draft mode is hide opposition instructions. They're still there. They're just hidden behind the skin. They need to make sure either that's gone if people load in custom skins beforehand, or just include them. Why can't we have opposition instructions? It's ludicrous. Some other options might be good too. You know, pausing the draft could be very useful if you want to change some things, or if you want to sort something out. You want to put, you know, if you're doing a live broadcast of a draft, maybe you're doing the streamer showdown, maybe you're doing the FM playoffs. You know, the people who run that, maybe they'd probably love to pause it halfway through and do a draw of some kind, or take a break, or you know, just stop, just pause the draw, even save it at some point. You know, that would be a good thing. That would be an option. The pause option is there in the game, so just add it in to the draft mode. The big thing that needs to change in online, actually not just draft mode, in all of the online, is to fix the issues with divergence, to fix the issues with the servers, with connectivity. You know, there are things that cause the divergence. Maybe making certain changes within the game. Skins are probably a cause of the divergence. You know, a divergence is when you get the two different results. Two players get two different results, and it's not explained why. And then the game obviously chooses one result, and the people who, you know, people going in and watching the games can also cause this. You know, the people who are playing the game have two different results, and that can really ruin a tournament because there's no way to fix it. I mean, if they allowed the FM editor into the game, into these draft modes, and allowed you to edit results, again, that would be fantastic. You could go in and say, right, that wasn't a 2-2, that was actually a 3-2. We can change it. Now, obviously, if the two teams have played out different results and they've got a different scoreline, and both of them are saying perhaps that they won, you know, you've got a different issue that then the tournament organizers have to decide with. Maybe they can replay the game or something. You know, even that was an option. Allow us customization options that can fix some of the bugs that we all know are in the game, and that would be, you know, quite helpful. All right, so that about covers the draft mode, but there's plenty more that they could be doing to improve the online experience in FM. Dedicated servers could be one. You know, that is going to help with those connectivity issues and some of those bugs that we come across. Allow us to run our own servers. Perhaps, you know, if I could have a server that was permanently on running Football Manager and it just ticked over day by day by day, I could run a really fun network game where, you know, 20 people, they can log in whenever they like, and then on a Saturday we play our games. Imagine that. Like, that would be like real life. Back to the days of FM Live. Imagine that came back, you know, before its time. There's some real options there if they add in more chances for using your own servers and server capability. Beyond that, there is a little thing that we saw in that little preview video. I'm going to show very quickly what it was. Yes, that's right. Down in that corner, you might have spotted it. Versus mode. What does that mean? Well, versus mode is already there. In the touch mode, you can import your own teams. You can choose real teams, and you can play off against your friends in a versus mode thing. This says it requires signing up to the Football Manager, the Football Manager Club, Football Manager.
A few moments later.
FMFC. It requires players to sign up to FMC. Oh, that was hard to remember. That was a free service last year. I expect that will remain a free service, and probably not something they're looking to monetize. It's merely that they want you to tie you into their service, you know, get them on their email shortlist and everything like that, and sign you up. Also, probably there's going to be some leaderboards, prizes, rankings, things like that. Those would be fantastic. You know, get ELO rankings in there, or Glico rankings, any kind of ranking system. You know, here's a man who loves a ranking system. Get them into the game. People will love the head-to-head. You know, imagine saying you're the best player in the world at Football Manager, and you can prove it. You can demonstrably prove it. So versus mode, that could be, you know, I don't know how that works. You know, maybe it'll still be on importing teams. Maybe you can just build whatever custom team you like and chuck it in, and it'll allow it. Maybe it'll rank your team based on the attributes you've given players, and it's going to balance that out. So if someone comes in with Peterborough and someone comes in with Barcelona 2.0, where they've upped everyone's attributes in the editor beforehand, and the game is going to recognize that and say, okay, you've got a 5-star, you know, like FIFA at the bottom, the little 5-star rating. This is a 5-star rated team. This is a 2-star rated team. That affects how much the ranking changes. And then finally, it comes to the career mode. A lot of people have ended up going into network games where they're all taking over. I don't know. They all take over a team in the third Bundesliga and they play and they play and they play. Some more options in there for usability, really, rather than anything. So, you know, the timers and the pauses, maybe change it so that, you know, add in more options for what you can put timers on. Maybe in the off season, people want more timers. Maybe make it so that it only stops on certain days of the week, so it's not, you know, interrupting you with an important message. And things only happen on a certain day of the week. You know, you don't want an injury to your star left back on a Wednesday, and then another injury on a Thursday, another on a Friday. Just have them all happen on the Wednesday. And then you can get it sorted, and then you can get to the Saturday game, and everyone can move on. You know, have all the matches on the Saturday. I know it changes the FM experience a little bit, but it allows those network games to move that a little bit smoother, particularly in the off season, towards something a bit more fun for everyone, which is what we all want, right? Good. So let's see what they're going to show us over the next few weeks. You know, if there's something you would like to see in the FM Online, something you think is desperately necessary for the online modes in Football Manager take off, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you leave a subscribe as well. And I will catch you next time.